Hollywood has spent over $600 million trying to get Matt Damon home, and in another attempt to get him home, we have Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. So, here we go. No, it's not a funny thing. It's just
because it's true. All the movies that he's trying to get home.
Always, yeah. No, I mean, how many movies? Saving Private Ryan.
It's all over my Instagram lately.
Saving Private Ryan.
I've heard it a billion times. Man.
Saving Private Ryan.
Martian.
The Martian. Interstellar.
Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
I guess he doesn't know how to get home, huh? Because he's always stuck far away.
You could say in the Bourne movies, he's also kind of trying to get home because he lost all of his memory.
That's a stretch.
He lost all of his memory.
Stretch.
No. Anyways, welcome back to the Movieverse podcast. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. Please, we appreciate it.
Check us out on TikTok, Instagram,
all of them.
YouTube, subscribe, like.
If you like listening to podcasts and don't like watching them,
Spotify,
follow us on
podcasts.
Any platform that you like
Apple
to listen
Podcasts.
on. We're on there.
We're on all of them.
Please also review us on there. Give us a good rating. Don't review us if you don't like. No,
yeah.
Anyways, no, we appreciate the support. Our last YouTube channel got taken down. We're trying to build this one back up.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was a hiccup.
We love to hear your thoughts, be respectful, but like a lot of people think we have dumb takes, and that's okay.
That's okay.
I'm glad if you comment that. Just be nice about it, all right?
I'm okay with you thinking I have a dumb take, because
we all do. Everyone's got some dumb ones.
And art's subjective. We have a friend named Kobe who thinks Winter Soldier's a 4 out of 5. That's like it's egregious.
It's a hot take.
It's a hot take. It's crazy. And then he'll say, that's right with the average score on Letterboxd, and it's like that's not what we're referring to. Okay, it's still a hot take. Winter Soldier's in most people's top 5 MCU movies.
Yeah.
He's just an MCU hater. And then he made an AI picture of us crawling at his knees, like begging for him to like MCU, and he's holding the gauntlet, and he's like, MCU is mid. So anyway, shout out to our friend Kobe.
But you know what? He could watch it again in a month and give it a 5. So
that's true. He also changes his scores all the time.
It depends on the day.
Anyways, got back from watching The Odyssey. The Odyssey, we're going to give you what we liked about the movie, what we were mixed on, what we didn't like. We'll then score it out of 5 out of 10. We'll tell you where it ranks for us on the current year of new releases in 2026. We'll give you our Nolan ranking as well. Why not? And then we will also then ask the big question we ask every episode.
Does it belong in the movie multiverse or forgotten timeline? To never be forgotten. To be forgotten.
To be forgotten. Do we want to put it in a forgotten timeline, or do we want it in our movieverse timeline?
Yeah.
Someday we'll create a shelf here that has all of our movieverse keeps. It'd be sick.
That'd be so sick.
So anyways, let's get into it.
Little spoiler. I don't think Nolan really has a movie that I would put in a forgotten time.
Oh, Nolan? Yeah, he doesn't have a movie I'd forget about. I actually love all of his movies.
Yeah, even
no, his early ones I would.
Tenet, I'd be like sitting there between the both shelves of like remembering it and forgetting it, and I'd be like really sitting there like I don't know.
Which is crazy.
But it wouldn't be an easy like forget,
I think his old I could forget about.
Yeah. Like following I don't know a thing about, but
those two specifically I could forget about.
Anything in the modern Nolan era, I don't know if anybody would put them in forgotten timelines. So
there you go. Let's go and talk about it. Usually 5 to 10 minutes. We'll talk about the movie. This one maybe a little bit more. We'll see how it goes, because we love this movie. So
yeah, we do.
Little spoiler there on our thoughts. But please join the conversation in the comments. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And for all of it's funny, negativity always seems loud. Always. There's a famous line about how negativity is always louder than positivity.
That's very true.
Because the negative people like to speak and feel more inclined to speak. And so it's funny how everybody was like, this movie's going to flop. It's got way more dislikes on YouTube than likes. Guys, I don't know the last time I liked a YouTube video besides our own. People don't really like videos, but the people that want to be negative are going to be negative.
And they all just feed each other. Like,
yes.
They don't. To me, honestly, I didn't even know most of the negativity until I had to ask you about it. I was like, why is everyone upset? And you're like, well, there's this and this. And I was like,
there's haters. There's Nolan haters. When the first trailer came out and we talked about it on the podcast, we got so much hate in the comments.
Really?
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
So
it's so dumb.
It's dumb.
It just feeds and.
Suck it, because it's the highest performing movie opening of Nolan's career. It's the 4th highest movie opening for an R-rated movie ever.
It's one of the biggest openings of the year, probably so far.
Second biggest opening of the year.
Second biggest.
I think behind Devil Wears Prada. It was right on the edge of it, so it might be right next to it.
I thought it was going to be Toy Story first. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, Devil Wears Prada makes sense. It was such a big opening.
Anyways, no, I think Toy Story might be number 1. I can't remember. We'll see. Anyways, it's obviously doing really well. So, suck it in the most respectful way, but most of the haters on Nolan aren't respectful. So there you go. Anyways, let's start with what we didn't like, or what we were mixed on, or what we could think when we do the mixed category, we also do just like what we could see people being mixed on, not necessarily ourselves, but we try to be open-minded to. Let's start with that. Nothing I didn't like.
Yeah. Same here. I mean,
so we'll just skip that category.
It's mostly if I think about other people, which I always try to do with every movie, because I'm like, obviously we're film bros. There's general audiences, and they don't, if you take in the general audience, they don't tend
we like to critique movies.
They don't tend to simp as much as we do, right? Because we obviously love Nolan. We think he's like the goated director, and some people out there don't even know who he is. Literally, one of my coworkers, I said, "Are you going to see the Odyssey?" She's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Do you know Nolan?" She's like, "Who's Christopher Nolan?"
Yeah, there you go. It's
you know what I mean?
Few, but there's people out there. And I think it's also important to remember that even when a movie is like at the highest rate of his career, it's a 97%, 96%. That doesn't mean that it's like 9.7 out of 10. It just means that 97% of people, general audiences, think it's a fine movie.
Positive
they're positive somewhere on it. That doesn't mean that there aren't things even for them that are mixed, right? So that's why we do the mixed category. Like, what could people be mixed on? Because even though it's a lot, everybody seems to like the movie. There's still things that people may not find.
Think of the things that I've at least seen from the reviewers that I've watched that I do think I could see. I guess some people, it wasn't for me, but they were saying the dialogue, right? Like where it's not ancient Greek, it's not British accent kind of thing that we expect with these kind of things. I've heard some people say it took them out of it a little bit.
But I didn't even notice it. And I was actually wondering if I went into it knowing that complaint, so I was actually very curious about it. Didn't bug me at all.
It's one of those things that it's like there's just so many movies that have been made about historical times, and literally 9 out of 10 times it's not going to be the same accents or anything. Nolan said that the accents people want us to use for the movie aren't even realistic in and of themselves. It's just what everybody uses for these types of movies.
He's like they didn't even speak how people think they spoke back then.
Like Troy had British accents. Remember, Napoleon movie didn't have any French accents.
Brad Pitt had no accent.
Brad Pitt had no accent. I mean, there's an insane amount of movies. Gladiator, I think they all talk British. I will
always say I'd rather a movie be just a great movie than focus on some nitpicky stuff.
Obviously, if like we were watching the Odyssey and they had country Southern accents, right? That
would be weird.
Yeah, they had Russian accents. That's a problem.
Yes.
But like to do a pretty standard, just normal English.
Odysseus.
I'm like, I don't need full on, like, that's for my big fat Greek wedding if you want real Greek stuff. I'm just kidding. I don't know if they talk Greek in that, but.
That's crazy.
So that's the thing. What else do people say? I mean, it's obviously close to 3 hours. I feel like your general audience person might be like, it's long, it's slow.
You brought up the language stuff, which I just think is, like, again, if you want to see.
It's a nitpick.
It's a great movie either way. So it's a nitpick, but even the people that may have a problem with that, I don't think are going to say the movie. You can't say the movie's bad though. Just for that. But you could nitpick that.
Like, how realistic is it to say the entire cast has to have Greek accents from ancient times? Like, I mean, that's just never going to happen.
And speak the exact way they would have. And then the other thing I was going to say was the runtime. I mean, no matter what, you're going to have people that are mixed on that. So my wife, who I knew that this movie had more action. So my wife's not like Oppenheimer. She couldn't even get through it. She's not a dialogue movie person, which
pretty general audience person.
Yeah. But with this one, I was like, okay, this is going to have more action and more interesting stuff. Maybe she'll like it. And then through the movie, I was like, oh, I don't know. I was really curious what she'd think at the end. And then she leaned over to me and was like, I'm surprised how much I liked it. She's like, the ending was really good. She said, I still don't know if I'd watch it again because it's 3 hours. So like, I'm like, okay, here's the thing. So like, I think for some people, like, again, they might like the movie. They might recommend the movie, but it's not... People are going to have problem maybe with the length.
Like me and you are always happy to turn on a 3 hour movie. Like we don't even notice runtime most of the time with that if it's a good movie. But a general audience person, they get bored. They get kind of like, I like my hour and a half, 2 hour fun movie, And so, I think everyone who goes into this can know that. I mean, if you know Christopher Nolan is, he makes long movies, he puts a lot into those 3 hours. There's a lot of dialogue, right? Sure. There's tons of dialogue in it too. It's like
definitely shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, and I think if the Odyssey book at all, and maybe if you didn't like that story, obviously this follows a lot of that.
It's funny, like one of the biggest I will always take a movie that's long but doesn't skip over things like big things.
I agree completely.
Than a movie that's shorter and skips over things. The biggest complaint with Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
Everybody says like they're endeared to that movie, right?
Yeah.
Like I haven't met somebody that thinks that Lightning Thief is just like a trash movie. Everybody's like, oh, it got the cast right. It's really fun. But everybody's always like, dude, they took out Ares fighting Percy. Like, what the heck,
And they added weird stuff and
and they added
made
weird
it super
stuff.
short.
So
I mean,
I'm always about like, no, just do the book. Like, do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like, yes, Nolan took some liberties. Any director should take some liberties because you still gotta. There's a balance. A director should still do the project in the way that they envision it and the way they want people to see it.
Yeah.
And they're the creator of the movie. I want them to be creative, right?
Sure.
But you also should
got to keep
not,
the foundations.
Yeah, you get all the big stuff from the Odyssey. You get the Cyclops, you get Cersei,
all the
get
big
the
beats.
Legionist, whatever their names are.
The ending fight, like everything. Yeah, you get it all. So it's like, I think anyone that has a problem with the plot or story that I've heard so far is all because it's how the book went. Like, it's just things from the book. So like, that means that you don't like the original story, which is fine.
Yes.
But obviously the movie followed that. So like,
that's the thing.
If you have a problem with that, it's...
I saw somebody on social media. Yeah, this is an outlier because again, most people do think that they favor this movie. They think it's a good movie. He gave it a 5 out of 10, and he was like, his reasoning was, I mean, it's bound to get a score like this when you leave out half the book. And I was like, he didn't leave out half the book. Like, tell me, at least explain what you mean by that, because he literally included all the big things from the book.
Yeah, the beats were hit. So.
The beats were hit. You'd have to list them off for me.
If it's a story you're not that into, then obviously, whatever. You have to know it's based on a book, and it's an ancient book, and it has
Let's talk about the next thing. We won't spend much time on this because we don't really ever get political at all. But since it is a big topic, a big topic about the movie is the politics about it. You got Elliot Page, right? You got
Travis Scott,
and then you got Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
Guys, an actor's an actor no matter what. Now, there's a difference for me personally, between like a big role being recasted in some way
like
to something that is like drastically different than like an actual existing character.
Yeah.
That's different for me.
Yeah, me too.
But like, movie is mythological, Greek mythology. This is not a movie based in any history. The Odyssey did not happen, just so everybody is aware. That isn't a real story, so we're all clear. Okay? Like, that's the first thing. It's not a real story. So let's get that out of the way.
That's facts.
Because people are treating it like this is a real story.
Like,
it's all mythological.
People.
People also will complain. They'll be like, and this is just outrageous to me because it just feels racist, even though I know some people maybe aren't trying to, they just want it to be accurate or whatever in their way. But like Lupita Nyong'o, they got mad at that. Guess what? They're like, they never did that with the classics. Guess what? Your classic Hercules movie, the artistry on the wall, the ladies that sing, they're all African American, like I don't know, or African, whatever. I'm like, guys, it's always been there. Like, we always mix things because guess what? That's the world. We're all. I just don't get that. So
to let it bother you so much,
don't let it bother you.
I would call slightly racist because
it's like weird.
Why does it bug you that much?
And it's a small character. Yeah. She has 5 minutes of screen time, and guess what? She's an actress. And she does really good in her role.
There's a difference in that versus, let's say you want to make the Odyssey, and instead of Matt Damon's character, you go Lupita's Odysseus.
Yeah, that's a little.
That's like you're changing it from a man to a woman who's black. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a little different.
Obviously, people would have a problem, and that's valid. But
that'd be
for such a small role like Helen, it's like, do you really care that much? Like,
exactly.
And it's a good actress. Like, if it was a bad actress,
she's a great actress, and she's pretty. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She's so gorgeous. Not that that could sound like, not that they would cast anybody not gorgeous, but like, she's super gorgeous. She's a very pretty woman.
You know, it's not like you're. I don't know. Like Mandalorian threw Jack Black and Lizzo in there. You go, okay, why? It's like, imagine
a little weird.
Making them in the Odyssey.
Why is
obviously,
Jack Black
you make her like Helen. You're like, well, all right, that's a little interesting. Like, why? Sure. She's not really an actress, so she's not going to do good acting kind of thing.
But this is
Lupita is an Oscar winner. Like,
time-told actress. She does a great job. She's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
She does a great job in
It's just funny that everyone decided all these before they even watched the movie. That's my
biggest nitpick.
I hate with that with any movie. It's like you see something in a trailer, you hear something, and you just, the internet goes, oh my gosh, this movie's going to have this, and it's going to be woke, and it's going to do all this dumb crap.
And they immediately make their decision based on
and I'm like, dude, can you at least watch it and then decide at least?
And some people will be like, well, you guys get too hyped. Like, you already have your decision. No, it's different to be hyped about a movie and you can still be disappointed from the movie.
Exactly.
Disclosure 100%. Day, hyped for the movie, disappointed from the movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, no, hype isn't a negative thing. And
we have a reason to be pretty hyped. It's like there's so much evidence to back that up.
So that's not bad. But when you're negative from the get go, it's a little weird. It's a little weird.
So I mean, Travis Scott's literally in it for like 30 seconds of total screen time, I bet.
Guess what? He's not a role he's just a fun, I don't care. They gave him a fun role.
Yeah, I'll be for real. Like, I barely know how he looks. So if I didn't hear it beforehand,
it wouldn't have even been
I wouldn't have known it was Travis Scott.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have even been like, that's his role isn't anything.
I forgot about it after the movie. It's like, it doesn't matter.
He does his role just fine. Like, it's literally a guy at the table that just announces the room.
Yeah, he just announces the room.
Like, who cares?
And so, like,
I just think it's funny
that he's in it as like such a famous guy, but like, still doesn't matter. Like, he didn't do anything.
People
just
also
there.
were like, you're casting Benny Safdie as Agamemnon.
Oh yeah.
And then you watch the movie and it's like, guys, trust Nolan. I mean, like he is the most aura I've seen since Darth Vader.
And he has a
One.
mask on the entire movie, pretty much. It's
but it's like okay, guys, like just chill.
That,
see the movie before you get too.
It's like Travis literally like indifferent. It's just like he's not doing a great performance. He's not doing a bad performance.
And it's funny because these guys are the same guys. Like I want original films. I want to.
Yeah.
You have an original filmmaker who, yes, is adapting something that's not technically original, but he's doing original stuff with it. He's doing stuff we've never seen before with the movie.
Yeah,
like that's what we should be wanting, and that is why the movie is successful. That is why it's making so much money. That's why it's getting highly reviewed. Is because this movie is a great movie.
Yeah, the thing that the negative people miss too is just like this doesn't even affect like it doesn't even affect the whole movie. It's like it's so small,
it's such a small,
and there's so many other things to it.
Another
it's like you're gonna let that take over your entire
Lupita,
opinion.
they're mad about, and then you got even people that are mad about Zendaya. I'm like, guys.
Oh yeah,
guys, she's in it for 5 minutes as well. Like, it's okay.
Dude, she's like
and
got
she
as
does
much screen time as Dune 1.
And
like,
guess what? There's nobody that gives a bad performance. There's nobody that phones in anything in this movie.
Yeah,
everybody gave their all for every scene they were in.
Exactly. And let's say if Matt Damon was doing a horrible job in the movie, right? Then that's quite a problem because he literally is our main guy. But like all these other little tiny roles, like why would that change everything else that's good about the movie? You know, that's what I can't stand either. Is if you're gonna make a whole movie suck and say it sucks because of one little 30-second thing. Same with Elliot Page. You know, like he's barely in it. Like 1 minute and total screen time probably.
Guess what? An actor's an actor. I don't care. And guess what? They did a performance and they did good. They did really good. So
they're literally there in the beginning for a sec, and then one other scene, and in that other scene,
that's actually a weird thing for me. Like no matter what you
I
think,
thought in that other scene they were great.
They're great. Yeah. And guess what? An actor's an actor. No, nobody's playing the role that they like. I just don't. To me, it's like it's just they're playing a role, dude. Like who cares? You know?
Yeah.
And Elliot Page has always been a great actor. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Interstellar, great.
For sure.
I know. I didn't watch it, but everybody loved them in Umbrella Academy. Inception, I meant. Yeah, Inception. Like, everybody's always liked the performances, so I don't get why
they were so big back in the day.
It's funny that it's that big of a hot take to cast them when they're a great actor.
And that's where you say,
why is that weird?
They're being,
yes, that is where it's like,
transphobic or something. You know, it's like, just what are you doing? So the internet sucks that way, and it's annoying, and these are all such small things that I wouldn't even have cared or noticed about, so... Obviously, we're not that way. Like, I think we look at a movie and we're like, "Hey, like, what's actually good about this?"
Let me watch the movie.
Was it actually so bad?
The movie as a movie.
Obviously, if Travis Scott or any of those people came in and did a horrible job,
then sure,
we would come out and say they did a horrible job. Why'd you cast them? But like, they were totally.
If you had no okay. If you had no preconceived notions about anything going into this movie, none of those things will matter to you.
To hate. Like, you're just.
Well, I was just gonna say none of those things would matter to you. If you watch the movie without any preconceived notions, there is nothing to complain about. Nothing.
Nope.
When it comes to the acting at all.
So yeah, we're not in that camp. So
historical accuracy stuff, guys.
There's that, but
the movie's not the book is not real. Okay, I know that Greeks, had certain dressing and stuff. That the movie is not real. Yeah. Okay, we have Cyclops in the movie. We have giants in the movie.
We talk about the gods.
We have a monster coming out of rocks in the movie.
As far as we know, there's no Zeus or Poseidon. You know, it's just like,
okay, guys, like. Was it epic as hell? It was epic, dude. Like, that's what I want to see.
It's not like we're doing a real story on Vikings or some crap, you know? It's like, this is all for real. Like, this all ain't real. Like, this is from a book. Yeah. It's an old poem of stories that they read to their kids.
What's all over the social media? All of the epic shots of these guys in their armor and in their boats. Dude. Success.
So dumb.
Success.
Yeah, people are so stupid.
All right, let's talk about the good stuff. We got all that stuff out of the way.
Yeah. And it's funny that we didn't even think all those negative things. That's just what people could think.
Again, every time we fully review a movie, we go over all the things we've heard from people, like mixed.
I really think the only valid ones, like we talked about, were just the runtime and
some people just won't mesh with the runtime.
Yeah, and some people just won't mesh with that. And if you don't like the story itself of the Odyssey, that's fine too.
Yeah,
and I think those are all valid.
I think this is when we should start doing. So seeing people do it just in each of our reviews, a little parents guide thing. But it's not like we're not doing that. But just like, okay, so the movies are. Really is it?
Not really.
I'll tell you, you could genuinely, and this is for everybody to decide for themselves, but you could genuinely take, I know many parents that took their teenagers to this movie.
Yeah, teenagers.
There's not, like, there are intense moments, and that's really, I would argue that the R rating comes from the intensity and the tone at times.
Yeah.
There's
some
moments
disgusting parts.
It's just that there's some horror in the movie.
Yeah, some horror.
And it's an intense movie. There's an intense tone, and it's violent.
But there's
not gory.
Yeah, no nudity.
No. I guess you see a male butt once.
Oh,
but
sure.
Yeah, that's about
but
it.
yeah, and then there's just like
and
there's action,
no
but it's
gore.
not really gory.
There's like a couple shots of some
maybe
blood.
See a tiny bit of blood.
Yeah,
I think it's anything.
But it's really just that the
PG-13.
violence is brutal. Like it's brutal violence without having a lot of gore, if that makes sense. Like there's lots of stabs, lots of cuts, different stuff. So it's a brutal movie. But I'll also say that, like, I do think that this movie is not like egregiously R in any way. It could honestly pass as a PG-13 without a couple things.
Yes.
So that's the other thing.
But as far as our like thoughts, which are all really positive, I say we sum it up because I feel like I could go.
We could go on forever. I was going to say
I could go on forever.
Let's do it this way. I have some categories.
Yeah,
is that okay?
Yeah, hit the categories.
Okay, let's do
I
categories.
Think that's smart, just to sum it up.
3 favorite scenes.
3 favorite scenes.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
go.
smart.
You first.
I mean, everyone's talking about the third act. I think third act has to go in there. Like everything in the third act of just Odysseus coming back home, and returning to basically take over the throne again, or just kind of come back and get those suitors out of there. It's so satisfying.
I'll let you go first. Sorry.
Yeah, it's so satisfying. Matt Damon, I feel like, just kills it in that part so well. Tom Holland does too. Anne Hathaway does. Like, it's just like kind of the payoff of everything, and I think it makes it so much deeper and better than even the story does originally, because it doesn't really care to obviously dive into all that, right? So in this, it's like so satisfying to see him just take out everyone with just like an arrow and getting small weapons, no armor, and then seeing Robert Pattinson finally get taken out. It's like so satisfying. And I think it all just pays off well. Like, it just so it makes you want to cry. Like, I didn't, but I was close. Like I
think like you might tear up a couple times the second watch.
Yeah, I felt like crying.
I teared up. Yeah,
on the inside, I felt like crying. It was like, oh yeah, this like is hitting my heart. Like my heart was beating really fast in a good way,
dude.
And you just feel so satisfied.
The dog,
like it all pays off full circle so well. So I mean, third act for me is at least 1. What's one of yours?
Okay, I'll go 1. I will say I think that the Trojan stuff is just, it's phenomenal.
In both
I don't
parts,
think it's a
right?
all 3 parts. There's
all
3 parts.
Yeah.
Because it's basically 1 part in each act. If I'm not mistaken.
That's true.
There's a sequence at the very beginning, a sequence in the middle, and a sequence at the end.
Yeah.
I think that like it's not a hot take if you think that the movie Troy has better battle once they get inside Troy and like the look of it all. I genuinely, after watching the Trojan sequence, not the pre-battle, because we don't get any of the pre-battle, but the Trojan sequence itself, after watching that, it would be disrespectful, in my opinion, for Nolan to do a Troy movie, because he would completely kill it. Like that's just the tone of the sequence, how brutal it was, the lighting of it all, how cool the violence looks like. It would just be like he killed it. I mean, that stuff was so good.
And what people are forgetting too is like this movie isn't about the Trojan War.
No,
it like didn't actually have to even be in it because it's not even in the story.
It's not in the book.
So it's cool.
They reference it in the book, but they don't show it.
Like, and so Troy is about the Trojan War. So of course the movie's goal and objective is to make that as epic as possible. But this movie's about Odysseus and the Odyssey,
and yet he still killed it.
So it's like anyone that wants to complain about that, which I haven't heard much at all. But like It's
I didn't mean it as a complaint. I just said I wouldn't think it's a hot take if some people like the Troy movie.
Yeah, of course.
But like, because I like the Troy
two
movie.
Two different categories and objectives.
But I just think he was so good at fulfilling the Trojan
for throwing it in there. Yeah, like of course.
And the way he tied it into a narrative that he wanted to tell, it was just
that was part of the third act that I loved. That was my favorite part of the Trojan part.
When he's talking to Penelope.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene of the whole movie.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. When the girl. The old lady goes to clean his feet and she sees the scar and she looks up at him and he's like, and her face, like that's such good acting. That lady had one moment to shine and she killed it, bro. She killed it. She ate that scene up. Yeah. Just her little moment of like shock. I felt it. I felt it so hard.
Just hope. You were like, oh, hope's
and then
back.
when she's like, was he wearing like a gold pin? And he was like, he wore it always.
Oh yeah.
Took it off. I was like, oh, it was just so good, dude. So good. But yeah, the Trojan Horse stuff, it's all so great. And I saw, so my father-in-law, so unlucky. I'm gonna have to go see it with him again this week because they got to the storm after the cows. So but he didn't get to even see the lightning strike the ship and see them separated. He just sees Matt Damon holding the ship together, right? And a fire alarm goes off. They have to evacuate the movie theater. No fire, but they couldn't get the fire alarms to turn off, so they had to shut down the theater for the rest of the night. So he didn't get to watch the rest of the movie. The best part. Isn't that nuts? I was like, dude, and I just brought that up for a reason.
That's tragic.
I think it's just because I was
just to see the Trojan stuff.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, he didn't even get. Oh yeah, it's because he then told me he's like, yeah, I've loved everything so far, but I don't really get Zendaya's role. And I was like, dude, like, just wait. It pays off. I was like, it pays off. Just trust me. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, just trust me. Like her role, if you don't get the third act, it does seem pretty pointless because you're honestly kind of confused as to why she's always there. Yeah. But I was gonna say, I think just the way Nolan thinks. Yeah. Like the fact that he had Zendaya's face and stuff is more of like Athena taking on that image, which
is cool.
Because of the carnage that he caused, and that's how he relates the carnage, right? So I loved how the image of Zendaya actually applies to an individual. He saw get beheaded.
That was cool.
Right at the same time, Athena's head gets chopped off, and so Athena comes to him taking the image of that individual. Yeah, I think that's so deep.
I didn't expect. I thought she was just Athena, like normal, right? And like I already knew that from the story that Athena joins him at different moments. It's
honestly
to him.
So beautiful when you think of it that way. That moment hits so hard because you're like, oh yeah. Oh,
I know.
But anyways,
which is cool.
And then we'll do like a what do they call it? Like when you do then and I go a second one and then you go again and then you go a second one kind of thing. I can't. We call that.
I know.
I can't.
Snake.
We call it snake draft. My second one would be I think just all of the ocean stuff. You can't hit on practical, bro. I feel the ocean stuff way more than I would have felt if it was in a room. I'm sorry, like
there's
just
no way to.
You can't replicate ocean just being there, bro. Like it feels so real. So
like I told you, it was like on that Pirates of the Caribbean level.
It was. It
literally felt like that's the last time I felt something like that, which is a long freaking time ago.
Yep. You just can't beat it, and that's why Nolan will be one of the greats forever. Denis will be one of the greats forever because they go to sites.
Do it. Yep.
And they do things the hard way, and it pays off, dude. Like the feeling you get watching a movie,
always does.
You can just tell a difference. Like I would have been able to tell a difference.
Every CGI movie you get, there's always crap. People notice things.
And the thing that Nolan's always done, he's always said, CGI is there to help us enhance things. It's not to take away our work. And I love that because he puts a big Cyclops puppet in. He says, yeah, we'll do some effects to help the puppet. We're not building a puppet out of VFX. He's like, we can do that. That's what we can do.
We can build a horse.
We can build a horse.
We can build ships.
I just that's the way CGI and visual effects were created for. That's what they were there for.
Yeah, only the go-to directors go for the practical stuff.
But that's what that's what the technology was created for.
That's true.
It wasn't created to take over artistic value.
That's why all these old movies used to look better, like Pirates and stuff. Like you watch those and you're like, yeah, like these look better than a lot of movies now.
Because it's real.
They're all VFX now, you know?
And you get VFX.
They're in the dome of blue screen or all around them. You know, it's like, it doesn't hit the same. I think we'll always respect it more when it's practical.
So that's my second one. What about you?
My second one, let's go with the underworld scene.
So sick, dude.
I thought it was really cool. I was like,
so sick.
Because I remember, I read the whole story beforehand and everything. Like, I read up on it. And, like, I knew the underworld scene was coming. And I was like, how are they going to do it? I was like,
same.
I was like, it has to be in there. But how are they going to do it? And I think he did it in the most good Nolan way possible.
I like how it feels grounded, too.
Exactly. It felt grounded. I was like, how fantastical do you get with the underworld? And it felt like, oh, yeah, like everything's foggy and dark. But it doesn't look like you went to...
up onto it.
It's not like you went to hell or something, right? Yes. It was like... dark sand.
Like he does go to hell, but it's like mystical. It's like
it's not like fiery red hell that looks fantastical, right? And it's like the way everyone pops out of the ground, out of the dirt.
And the practical of that as well, how he had the freaking cast under the dirt with straws so that they could breathe. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. So then they actually pop out of the ground.
It's insane.
And then he had all the extras pop out.
It's cool. And the way it looks, and they're all like the way they don't look like zombies. Because I was like, are they gonna look like zombies or spirits? Yeah. They look like normal people, but like black. Like they're just like so much like more dirt and darkness on them. And that's exactly what I thought was the best decision for this kind of movie. And it was just so dope to see. And like for having to do kind of like the sacrifice to get the blood and to like get them to pop up, and then for them to kind of be like, I don't know, I like that they were kind of like they're give him some advice and talk to him, but also like get out of here kind of thing.
Well, it's the mix.
They were hostile.
There's the ones that do appreciate him enough that he does note that they know personally, but all the other ones, he warns them. He says, all of these other guys are people that you haven't paid respects to yet. That's what he says. Exactly. He's like, all of these people are waiting for you to pay respects to them, and you left them behind.
Yes. Yep. And then he's just like, all right, let's run out of here. That's such a cool scene.
It's funny because on social media, I don't know if you saw, a week before the movie came out, they dropped that in a trailer or something. Just
I remember
clip of him saying, let's go. Everyone on social media was trashing it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is our Odysseus. He's saying, let's go. Like, they're like, that's your army cry, and then you watch the scene and you're like, oh yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
Which I still thought "Let's Go" was sick.
Yeah.
But like I thought they were going into battle, and it was like, oh no, this is where it happens. So yeah, no, it was fun to see that. Like that whole scene, I just thought was done so perfectly to not be too fantastical, but like just enough, you know. But to also be grounded, made it feel more like that. So.
I agree. And then go one more.
One more. Okay. Let's pick one more scene. What do I pick out of all these, dude? I think I'll just go Cyclops scene. I know that's kind of I think that's the scene. Honestly, most people talk about from the story, right? Like that's the one I've always remembered since forever.
Because it's
I feel like that's the one everyone knows. There's a Cyclops, and I was just so curious to see that part of it. I was like, how are they gonna do this? And like, oh my gosh, it was once again so like grounded, but also a little fantastical, but like just grounded enough to make me so terrified. Like this thing walks in there, and you just look at it, and you're like, that thing's even bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Bigger than I imagined.
Yes.
The fact that it's practical is insane. And like, oh my gosh. And just seeing the soldiers in there and like they're trying not to disrupt it, the way it kills the soldiers and the way it's like sleeping and they're trying to figure out a plan to get out of this dark cave with a fire in the middle. Like so sick.
I like what Kobe said to us. He said Nolan does a really good job at not having to tell you everything and not having to hold your hand through the story. Nolan has a good balance for it. He knows when he needs to do something, like tell you something, and when not to. A good example is that scene. There's both sides of it in that scene. On the one hand, when the Cyclops is like crying because of the spirit of the eye, you can't quite really gather what he's saying. But then one of the army guys then says he was crying to the son of Poseidon later. That tells you, oh, it's the son of Poseidon. That's a way where it's like needed. Okay, yes, handhold us a teeny bit. Like give us that little bit of information because it helps with the story.
Yeah.
And then in the same scene, they don't tell you exactly why they're putting hay on their backs. They just do it. Like Matt Damon's just like, do we have straw? Or no, he said, do we have enough rope? And then they just kind of do it. They don't even say anything about it. So many movies will spend 5 minutes being like, what's the plan? Okay, guys, we're going to do this.
The sheep's leave at this time and we will,
Yes. Yeah. They don't do that. And that's the whole movie.
Yeah,
they do,
which is sick.
He knows when to include details when it's really needed, but otherwise he just does things. The whole entire movie is literally just, and that's all of his movies. Even like something like Tenet where, maybe it could have used some hand-holding because it's so complex. He still said, no, for people that want to really understand and enjoy it, cool. Yeah. People that don't, like, no hard feelings. Yeah. I like that. I like that about Nolan.
And especially with a movie like this that isn't trying to hit maybe those concepts that are insane. Like,
don't handhold
it. Yeah, don't handhold it. It's still nice that he didn't do that.
Because that's the reason sometimes movies are longer than they need to be. Like, this movie's already long. If you did that, it makes you either takes out stuff or whatever. But in some movies, you get movies that are 2.5 hours long and they don't need to be because they do so much dialogue.
Compared to, like,
stuff.
Stranger Things, that was my one complaint. I was like, they do exposition constantly. They're like, guys, if we go here, we have this plan of where we can enter here at this time and do. I was like, dude,
it's such a big problem.
I'm like, can you just do it and not tell me?
And then it makes things way longer than they need to be. You know,
and it just starts to get old. So perfect.
Yeah, I love that. And then I guess my final thing, I'll just say, I'll give some. I got to give some props to. I know there's just Anne Hathaway haters out there, like any big actor. There's people that don't like them, but like going into this movie, there are people that just chose that they weren't gonna really care for her as Penelope. I'm sorry, you can't argue with me that the 2 moments she gets to really sell her performance and be emotional, she kills it. The time when anytime she gets emotional in the movie, it's so
angry,
well sold.
I was actually scared of her.
Yeah, you feel it. So you cannot tell me her performance wasn't amazing. Her performance was so freaking good.
I don't know who would do better. Like
I don't. But that's the thing. I heard some people be like, they didn't care. I'm like, dude, you can't tell me that the 3 moments she gets, where the one where she yells and is angry, and then the 2 emotional moments, one where she's crying to Telemachus and one where she's crying to Matt Damon at the end.
Yeah.
That's amazing acting. I don't care if it's similar to acting she's done before. Guys, when actors are really great actors, sometimes they get typecasted in a way because that's what the director's looking for. That's not a negative thing. I hate when people, sometimes typecasting is negative, but it's not a bad thing when directors say, I know you're really good at this. I want this for my role. Blame the director, not the actor. Does that make sense? Like, don't blame Anne Hathaway for doing some of the things, same type of acting she's done before. No, that's what Nolan wanted. That's why he brought her in. I
don't know what more I would want. So
exactly,
she's not meant to really be the main character either. It's
so that's
she's good for her supporting role.
Yes, that's my other thing I'll say is I loved her throughout the movie. Yes, I think that she was just
she was
awesome.
Great. No, yeah,
which
our main stars. All fantastic.
That leads me into the next category, and this will be the last one before we rank and stuff.
Okay.
top three performances in the movie. And we can just list them. We don't need to go snake draft.
Do you want them in order or just in general?
I do. And if you need time, I can go.
Matt Damon was number one. That's just not even disputable to me. I mean, he is picked for this movie to be its leading star.
And he's so good at it. This movie
is all about him.
He fits it so well.
Yeah, he does. It was perfect. I mean, I even knew that from the trailers. Like, anytime I saw him, I was like, he looks perfect. He got jacked. Yep. I can believe him being this smart leader of this army.
Yep.
Seeing him be a man who has to go through all these temptations and trials. The way he cares about his home when he comes back, and the way they view him as like some savior, like he fit that perfect.
And most religions have a savior type of aspect to their religion, and I loved how I like totally felt that. Even like I'm Christian, and watching it not in a sacrilegious way, like I genuinely, his homecoming just feels like in some way, shape, or form like a Christ homecoming to me, you know. So it's funny how like I think any religion could watch that last act and feel that like this being coming home and everybody just feeling like my savior's here, and that's how it felt. I love
and
that.
To see him go through his moments of trials and like to experience like you know, like some pride sometimes, and to think sometimes he knew exactly what he was doing, sometimes he didn't. Then sometimes he was the smartest guy in the room. I already believe full on Oscar nomination for him.
And I'll agree. After the second watch, I was thinking he was on the edge after the first watch. I think he will be locked in
for sure. A nom. You know, who knows who wins that yet? But like for sure, nomination. He's the best role. And then number 2, I probably would go Anne. I think.
Okay.
I can't think of who I'd go right after that. Yeah, I think Anne, I would say, because, I think she has to do her role really well, even though she's not the biggest screen time of the movie. I think that she is really good, like you said, in her scenes where she has to be. I also think she will get a nomination for sure.
I think supporting actress.
Once again, who knows who wins that, but I do think she will get it.
I think she deserves it too. Totally.
Yeah. I think she'll get a supporting actress nomination. Of course, we'll get our indie films and whatever else happens. But for right now, best supporting actress I've seen so far. And then third... I feel like I'm forgetting people, dude, but there's a lot of big people with maybe not the biggest role, you know? I think I would probably have to say I would either go Tom or John.
Oh, Bernthal?
Yeah, John Bernthal or Tom.
Bernthal's like perfect.
And the blind guy was really great too. So it's really tough. I actually really like the blind guy. I don't know his name, but he was great.
So my 2 is the blind guy. Okay. I think he's phenomenal. Yeah. Like I genuinely think every scene he's in, he's the best he's the best person in the scene.
Dude. Robert Pattinson. Sorry. He's third.
I was gonna say
I was forgetting him.
Yeah, so mine is the blind guy, and then
everything.
It's Anne Hathaway, and then it's Pattinson. That's for me. Pattinson's my 4. But
I would go Matt, Robert, Anne. That's my official thing.
There you go.
Robert, I completely forgot for some reason.
Robert's
is amazing. Dude. He made me hate him.
Agreed.
But like that guy has range. That guy's got freaking range.
So much range.
I can see him be the Batman and be the dopest dude in the world, and I can see him be a piece of crap. Yep. I can see him be a hilarious.
He's got some of the biggest range
goofy normal guy
we've seen from.
I mean, there's a reason he's working with all the big directors. He's one of the biggest stars right now.
How many movies this year? 4?
Dude, so many. And like he's working with Nolan, Villeneuve. I mean, Matt Reeves, like he's gonna go down pretty legendary. The guy from Twilight. So I'm like, dude, this dude's fantastic, and I loved him. So yeah,
I agree.
But anyway, say your list. I'm sorry, man.
No, yeah, that's all. No, so mine is Matt, and then the guy I think that literally was the best actor in every scene he was in was the black. I just can't remember his name, and I feel bad. I tried to memorize it.
He's been in so much crap. I forget his name too.
I just don't know if he'll get online. He's getting a lot of respect, but I don't know if then I would genuinely put him in a supporting actor nom.
Yeah.
I just think he's phenomenal.
We just have such a big cast, I guess. Who knows if with bigger stars? Who knows if they'll? I don't know.
And then it would go Anne Hathaway for me, just because I think she also deserves a nom.
Yeah.
The reason, so like for me, it was more based off based off category, because Robert Pattinson's right there with Anne for me. Mm-hmm. But I was like, Anne, I think is going to get a nom for hers.
She definitely has to be more emotional. Like he's just our kind of.
But Rob is so good.
He's good at.
He's so good
being a good villain.
Yeah, he's so good. So, anyways, there's my top 3.
Sick.
Any other things about the movie? I think that's about it.
I could just keep going, but like we'll cut it there. You know, there's
amazing movie.
Oh,
I'll just say Ludwig's score is also going to win. I don't.
As a given, I'll trust any project he does.
I'm trying to think so far. Like John Williams' score didn't live up to the hype. I'm sorry.
No,
like it's good, but
this is my favorite so far.
This is
even
the best.
Over Project
Pemberton is right up there. The Hail Mary score is amazing.
Yes,
but as of right now, it's going to come down to
just
Hans,
epic
and we don't really know if Hans is going to be able, because last movie he wasn't allowed to be nominated.
I think they won't,
which was stupid.
Again.
But I'm worried he won't be let.
Because if it's the same franchise or whatever, you can't do it again.
It was if like the majority of your music's reused.
Yeah,
I guess,
that's right.
Something like that.
And
who knows?
doubt
Maybe
he
because of that rule, he's changed some things up. I don't know. So we don't really know if he'll get a nom.
Yeah.
If he gets a nom, I think it'll be between him and Ludwig.
Yeah.
So
right now, Ludwig's number one for sure. But yeah, there's so much story about this movie. I mean, obviously, Nolan is goated. We love him. I knew I was gonna love this movie. You know, like obviously I go into it blind, and I'm like, we'll see how I feel, right? Every time. But like obviously there was a lot for me to get hyped about. Hearing everything the way it was made, hearing the actors, knowing who he picked, I'm like, these are all amazing actors. Like it was set to be a success. Obviously it came out of it, and I was like, yeah, like that is what I expected, and it's a success.
And it was a success.
So would you keep it in the movie verse?
Ratings first.
Oh, true.
Pull out our rankings while I say it, because we need to rank it too.
I'm picking him.
Okay, so out of 5 out of 10, 3, 2, 1, 5 out of 5.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably like technically a 4.9 out of, or a 9.9 out of 10 or 9.8 out of 10 probably, but yeah, like right there, 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. So
no, for sure.
Both of us were 5 out of 5s. Favorite movie of the year for me. It's the only 5 out of 5 I've given. Project Hail Mary is super close to 5, but I'm not quite there. I know you gave Project Hail Mary a 5 and this a 5.
Yeah.
But this was your number 1, right?
Yeah, it's my number 1 as well. Okay. And both, this and Project Hail Mary are my only, and Obsession I gave a 5. So those are my 3.
Oh, you did bump that to, okay, or you gave that a 5? Yeah, that was a 4.5 for me too. Okay. Our top 4s really quick on the year. So mine is The Odyssey, and then it's Project Hail Mary, and then Wuthering Heights, and then...
It's actually The Invite, then Wuthering Heights.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about The Invite. Yeah. The Invite, and then Wuthering Heights. So I've got Odyssey, Hail Mary, The Invite, Wuthering Heights. Those are my top 4.
And then my top 4 are The Odyssey, Project Hail Mary, Obsession, The Invite.
There you go. And Obsession's my number 5. It's not far.
Heck yeah.
All right, and then our Nolan rankings.
All right. We're going to rank the Nolan movies.
We'll go through it quick, and then we'll also do a clip about it, but...
Here's yours.
So for me, I haven't seen The Following or Insomnia yet. I also feel like those would be at my bottom. Maybe not, but that's just from what I hear from people.
Yeah.
But at number 11, I've got The Dark Knight Rises. I think it's technically put his weakest film. The studio got involved a lot more on this than I think any movie he's ever done.
Pretty common take.
But I think it's his weakest one. I still love it, actually. And then Tenet is right above that, and I actually defend Tenet more than most people, but it is right above that.
I'm actually shocked. I thought it'd be higher.
No, I mean the others. Good. I love them a lot more.
We like that.
The more I watch Tenet, the more I do understand people's complaints about it, and so I have to acknowledge the mixed feelings on it.
Sure.
It does. I spent 5 hours watching, maybe not 5, but like 4 hours pausing that movie and understanding it, and I grew a fascination for the movie, so it works better for me than most. But a lot of people aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
The Prestige at number 9. All these movies I love, just so you're aware. I love them all. But The Prestige is phenomenal.
That's fine.
Dunkirk, I actually had at my bottom until I watched it this year, and then I bumped it from a 4 out of 5 to a 4.5 out of 5. Nice. It's better for me on rewatch. I think it's actually a phenomenal piece of work. I think it's a really unique war movie. It's unlike most war movies. I think it's a really good piece of work, and I loved my time with it. This is the recent time I watched it. Memento at number 7. I think Memento's really great.
All right.
I have heard some people say on rewatch, because you know everything, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
But at least the one time I've watched it.
I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see.
I thought it was great. Batman Begins at number 6. I still think it's one of the best origin movies we've ever had.
It is.
Odyssey at number 5 as of right now.
Cool.
Now this is what I will say. I made a decision because my top 4 are all just like they're like in my list of favorite movies of all time, just like they're there,
as most people,
all 4 of my top 4.
Yeah.
And the Odyssey is there too now. I do think it's one of my favorite movies ever, but my top 4, they're all movies that have stood the test of time, and I don't think they deserve to be topped yet until the Odyssey's been out for a while and I've rewatched it multiple times, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I think that things like The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar, and Oppenheimer have deserved to at least have a waiting period for me on the Odyssey, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so that's why the Odyssey's at 5. I could see it jumping in 5 years from now, maybe in some way, but I have it at 5 because I don't think it deserves to jump the others yet.
Sure.
The Dark Knight, number 4. It might be a hot take to some people.
Probably.
But I just... Again, these top 4, every single time I rewatch one of the top 4, it moves
I bet if we watched The Dark Knight like tonight, you would put it up to I bet you put it up to 1 or something.
Just don't take it too crazy, because all 4 of these, every time I've actually looked and every time I've rewatched one of them, it's jumped up. So. Dark Knight I haven't watched in a few years, but yeah.
Sure.
And then I have Inception, and then I have Oppenheimer, and then I have Interstellar.
Okay.
Interstellar is the most recent one I've watched. And watching it in IMAX when it re-released, it's like the most peak viewing experience I've ever had.
We both had a existential fun time with that. Yeah.
So there's my ranking.
All right. I feel like there's a little bit of hot in there, but nothing too crazy.
I'm sure people would feel a little weird about a couple of them. But.
Yeah, sure. So my number, so I haven't seen Insomnia, Memento, or The Following. I really do want to see Memento badly. I haven't yet. So I got 10 Nolan films on here. Number 10, Tenet. It's too much for me to understand. I feel like I'm stupid when I watch it.
And it makes me lose. Not having fun if it's not.
Yeah, like I just feel like I'm below the average intelligence. So I'm not built for that movie.
But you still respect it.
I still respect it though, and it's like a 3.5 or something.
It is like an extremely.
I'm still positive.
It's an extremely well made movie.
Exactly. Yeah, there's things I do like about it. Number 9 is The Dark Knight Rises. I wish I could like it more, but it does have some flaws. But it still has really good moments that I'll always remember, of course. But it is definitely the weakest out of the trilogy and one of his weaker films, which I think most people agree on. Number 8's Dunkirk. That's still one of my lower ones. 4 to 5 still, so like positive on it, but just it doesn't quite hit for me as much as other movies. I feel like kind of ends up being a story that I'm not that interested in by the end of the day with characters I don't really care about for the most part. 7's The Prestige. Very fun movie. I would actually love to rewatch it again someday. It's been a few years, but I do really like it, and obviously great casting, great everything. 6 is Batman Begins. I agree, one of the best origin stories of all time. When we rewatched that in theaters, I was like, all right, yeah, like I forgot how good this was. That probably used to be lower for me, actually. And then I was like, I think I ended up becoming a 5 because I think it's a great origin story. And so the funny part is starting here for the rest. They're all 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say it's basically up there with Spider-Man 1, like Tobey's Spider-Man 1.
Exactly.
I think they're
same
two
level.
of the greatest origin stories ever made.
5, I have the Odyssey as well. Very much ditto your stuff. I'm like, yeah, like it's fantastic, well made. I don't think it's hit the classic Nolan that I've experienced myself. We'll see if it does someday.
And it just deserves, like the others,
it deserves the test of time.
It.
Yes. And then number 4, I have Oppenheimer. I've seen it like 5 times, and every time I liked it just a little more. And it was a 5 from the start. So there you go. True. I just freaking love that movie. I could still rewatch it today.
Like it's the most recent of our top 4s, but it's also the one that has stood the test of time. Yeah. Like we've both watched that so many times.
And obviously, like Cillian's one of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah.
One of the GOATs of today. I'm so happy you got the Oscar win for it. So that was sick.
I agree.
3 is Interstellar. That used to probably be a little lower for me too, but we did our IMAX watching of it when it came re-released, and
it's so
I was just so impressed, and I was like, "This is insane." Yeah, our chairs shook. I wept. I was like, "This is a fantastic experience."
One of the best feelings, and it's fun how we both were in sync on it. One of the best feelings both of us have ever had in an IMAX movie.
Yes.
When they go to space. The theater was shaking harder than I've ever felt in any movie. Like we had cups in our cup holders and they were rattling. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, his sound design, it snaps into right when they disconnect and they go into space. It completely goes silent. And it felt like we both looked at each other like, I feel like I'm floating because the sound change is so drastic.
Dude. Yeah, and that Hans Zimmer score, like, dude, oh my gosh, it's just another feeling.
The docking sequence, no.
And then number 2, Dark Knight, obviously one of the best movies of all time. I think that's in everyone's best movies of all time who's seen it, especially the film community. It's a classic. Heath Ledger's great villain. It's such a good story, such a good political thriller. It's just such a great movie. But number 1, I have Inception. Like, I still think for me that has been the one where I think it's the perfect balance of Nolan-isms, like of taking a concept that is really hard to understand, but also I can grasp it. I am smart enough for it, and it hits me really well. And it's also really entertaining with great cast.
Can I say this? I think you would agree. I think the reason Interstellar and Inception will always be hard to top on any of his other movies. Like Dark Knight is a comic book movie, so for me it's just always different. Like that's fine to put anywhere. Yeah. But specifically Interstellar and Inception compared to any of his other movies, the reason they will always be hard to top is they were original ideas.
Oh. Some of the most original.
And when you put it into perspective like that, a guy created Inception and a guy created Interstellar, two of the greatest sci-fi epics we have ever seen, and he created those. That's where to me it's like Oppenheimer, it would be so hard for me to ever jump either of those with it, because even though it is one of my favorites and content-wise it goes fist for fist, I just feel like, okay, it's still an adaptation from a book. The Odyssey, still an adaptation from, like, and even Dark Knight. I think that's why it's down to 4 right now, is just because I'm like, dude, the respect I have for Inception and Interstellar is so high, because he and his brother
think of this?
created those. Like, to me, that's just such
Glad you pointed out his brother.
It to another level. His brother gets no attention,
he's a genius.
but he's a genius. Like he does a lot of that comes up with those ideas with him.
Yes,
and writes.
And
no,
stuff, you're right.
So.
Original ideas that like I don't think most people even have the brain capacity to create. I couldn't create something like that. Yep. You know, that's like he's just built on a different level with those. And you're right. Those will stand the test of time.
Odyssey could stand the test of time and be amazing. And I still don't think I'd ever be able to say like. That's better than Interstellar and Inception because both those movies were original concepts.
And his picks with having Leo as a lead and Matthew as a lead, like
that's two of the greatest lead picks. Performances of all time.
Those will be like cemented in their careers, like probably their pinnacle forever. Yeah, for Matthew, for me, I will always think of Interstellar. So
I agree. I totally agree.
Anyway, he's goated. Like literally best director today, in my opinion.
Yep.
So,
So, is this a movie we'd keep in our movieverse timeline? Yes. Odyssey is that right
hesitation.
There. It's one of my favorite movies of all time already.
I'll be right
5 out of 5.
Yeah. Any opening night Nolan movie, I'm there. It's most likely going to at least be a 4.5.
His recent stretch has been quite unreal.
Yeah.
When you look at even just like maybe you don't enjoy Tenet or Dunkirk quite as much, but his creativity, his movie filmmaking, even in those movies,
you'll always
is
be
so
impressed.
top tier that you're never going to be able to step away from a Nolan movie. His run.
You'll always respect him.
His run of The Dark Knight, Interstellar, Inception, Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer, The Odyssey is quite literally just unreal.
Every actor will answer the call. If he calls you, you're in.
I love how he just delivers scripts. Like he doesn't even care anymore.
Yeah.
No, did you hear how
it's an honor?
Did you hear how Zendaya got the role?
Didn't he call Tom? And
Tom had already gotten his role. He brought the script home and Nolan told her to read it. And she was like so excited. She didn't catch on. So he's like, "Did you read it?" She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You should read the role of Athena." And she was like, "What?" You know, and I was like, dude, that's the one for you. It's just like, yeah, you should have Zendaya be that. Yeah, there you go. It's just like so funny. And no one's going to say no.
No.
And especially even now.
No,
like,
it's an honor
now
for
that
anyone.
he has done Oppenheimer and Odyssey back to back too, it's like, yeah, nobody's going to say no ever again.
Never. You'd be insane.
Yeah. There's our thoughts on the Odyssey. It's the longest episode we've done in a long time, but it was well deserved because this movie is just phenomenal.
Facts.
We had even more thoughts, but again, please subscribe if you haven't. Please follow us on other platforms. We post clips. We still post the clips on here on YouTube Shorts as well. So if you just follow YouTube, that's fine. But we've been doing a lot. We do a lot of tier lists, and we do them in unique ways, so it's always fun. But make sure you check our videos out. Again, join the comment section. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, and we'll catch you next week.